Born in India and then came to New Zealand 15 years ago.
You are a travel enthusiast and you love traveling.
Jaipur, Agra, Himachal, and Chandigarh, Amritsar. They left some impact on my memories.
You have visited many countries. Can you share one destination that surprised you the most and why? Migrated twice, like from India to New Zealand and New Zealand to Australia. What motivated you to take these big moves? The most challenging part of settling into a new country and how did you overcome it? What's been the most rewarding part of living in multiple countries and how has it shaped your perspective in life? You've lived in both New Zealand and Australia. For your experience, how the two countries compare in terms of lifestyle and opportunities? For someone considering a move to either New Zealand or Australia, what advice would you give about choosing the right place for their goals? Immigration opportunities differ between New Zealand and Australia based on your experience. Looking back at your journey from immigrating across countries to exploring the world and building a career, what one piece of advice would you like to leave with our listeners? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Faiz here, and in this video I will be doing a podcast. This is my very first podcast and I have a very interesting guest. We are going to be doing an online interview. He's a very resourceful person, a person who wears lots of different hats and has got very strong professional experiences. He's done hospitality, he's worked in business, he has his own furniture business, and he's also been building facilities manager. I've invited this person from Australia and let's dive into the interview and ask him all the questions that can be very resourceful, can be very helpful for someone who are looking for some answers. Let's begin the interview now. All right, here I have Mr. Sanjay. He is in Australia at the moment and his full name is Sanjay Selval. He comes from India and he's got a very amazing journey and he's going to share all the minutes of his journey with us in this video, and I'm very excited to ask him all the questions. So I'm gonna leave the floor for Sanjay to open it up and say something about him, and then I'm gonna start with my questions.
Thank you, Sheikh Saab, for having me on your platform, YouTube channel. And I just want to start with my introduction that I was born in India and then came to New Zealand after 15 years ago. And I was in New Zealand for some time and then got my residency as well as followed by my citizenship.
Yeah.
And after that, I have decided to move to Australia finally, and we are in Australia now.
I know that you are a very travel enthusiast and you love traveling. So we're gonna start all the questions with travel. All right. So my first question is gonna be, what inspired your love for travel? Was there a specific trip or experience that started it all?
Let me begin with my childhood. So what I would say that my father used to take me to some road trips, and I really enjoyed those. I still remember those road trips. They were not very long road trips, but very close to my town where I used to live. Let's say Jaipur, Agra, Himachal, and Chandigarh, Amritsar. So they left some impact on my memories throughout the life, and I really enjoyed those. So it is said that when a child get into something and if they like it, they follow that activity throughout their life. So I think that is one of the main reason I explored and discovered in myself that I like traveling, and later when I was capable of doing that myself, then I followed that up. So I was capable of traveling some international destinations, especially some countries when I was in New Zealand, and I try to explore some new destination where I've never been in my life. So I have traveled thoroughly in some countries like Japan, America, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia.
That's really amazing. I've always admired your travel journey. You love traveling and you've been to so many countries. That's why you were on my list of our very first podcast and wanted to get you in so badly. And I'm finally have you here. Yeah, as you said, like a kid learn from their parents and some of the memories keep them going, and that's how you develop your interests and stuff. And I only learned to be naughty, so I'm just naughty.
Yeah, but I would say that your childhood activities that helped me to recognize that I really loved it.
Yeah.
So, but it was given by my parents.
That's really beautiful. So you have visited many countries. Can you share one destination that surprised you the most and why?
That surprised me the most. I would say there are many cities. I'm the person of the cities, not the same one destination. So I can tell you, wherever I go, I just see that every city has its own vibe, its own soul, its own personality. It offers you some unique things of its own. So, but those which are memorable to me, it is I can just give you some names of those. One is the Quebec. It's the French part of Canada. It is amazingly beautiful and ancient sort of architecture. It amazed me a lot. And I've been to the Ottawa, the capital of Canada. That also amazed me with its own beautiful settlement. And later, if I just talk about New York, it has amazed me of its own setup. It's the concrete jungle, it never-ending high rises. So it amazed me in a different way. And the Las Vegas,
Just last question, say.
yeah, so it amazed me in a different way. Like in the daytime, you will see that it's completely desert. There's nothing there, but when it gets dark, it will amaze you in a different way. It's a different world.
Did you like the daytime or the nighttime?
I've been there for two days, so I really loved both of the nights. So it's
nice.
one night is not enough. Yeah, one night is not enough
Of course, yeah.
to be in Vegas. Yeah, since I visited there are many more developments. I feel like going there back again. And another one is I can say, which is San Francisco. It is amazingly beautiful. Another one. So there are many cities like
Yeah. It's not like a one specific place that everything has its own beauty kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Right. Okay. So how do you approach planning your trips? Are you like meticulous planner or more of a spontaneous traveler?
See, I like to travel by road, and I like to travel thoroughly. People have different way of traveling, so I'm the one who like to travel by road. So my thing is that, let's say if I enter in a country and I don't want to leave it without exploring most of it. So what I normally do when I travel in a country, let's say for at least 20 to 30 days, so I start planning, looking at the cities I'm going through, all the attractions, the main attractions. I just make a plan that how long it will take from one destination to another destination, and how many attractions are there in a city. So what I normally do, I just make the list of those. I calculate the time roughly, that how long it will take to explore that city.
Yeah.
So I add that to my plan, and I just add the time to travel to that city, from one city to another city. So that's how I normally do, and I just try to include most of the attractions of that country.
Yeah. So you're trying to keep things planned, but at the same time, you are a spontaneous, like to see what comes in, just absorb and go to the place and
Yes.
take in. Right. That's amazing. So, have you faced any unexpected challenges while traveling? How did you handle them? At least one.
See, yeah, sure. I can tell you my recent experience from Australia last year. So we visited Australia, and we were trying to go to half of the Australia because Australia is a vast country. It's a big country. So we were making plans that we land in Melbourne and then going to Adelaide and then going to Northern Territory. So if you heard about the Ayers Rock, which is Uluru, so it's the biggest single piece, largest rock in the world. So we were planning to go there, but what happened? First thing, we got surprised from our rental car company. So they said that you are not allowed to take your car to the Northern Territory because they do not have any backup service just in case something goes wrong. So they are not able to provide us support for that.
Really?
So we had to divert from Adelaide to straight to the Cairns, which is on the northern side of East Coast. So when we were traveling through that, then we realized that we have some network issue.
Right.
So the network we were carrying was not available in those cities. Those are more of the desert side, the remote area side, and you can say those the countryside. So that was not supported by Vodafone. So what we got from there, that we asked few of the shops like the McDonald's or Subway. They have free Wi-Fi for their customers, but they refused that. They said that they do not have anything. So then we got the trick. So we searched for a public library.
Right.
So we parked our car just outside the public library, and most of the time it's free Wi-Fi there.
Oh, all right. That's very smart.
Yeah. So we connected our phone, and then we searched everything, and then we traveled ahead.
Right.
So while we were traveling in a big SUV, we had our small mattress, and we were sleeping in the car, and we were using the roadside stations toilets for that, and we got another hack. Let's say because we did not use any accommodation, paid accommodation. So wherever we traveled, we searched for the public showers, or you can say the public swimming pools.
Yes.
So you pay around $5 to $10
Yeah.
per person there, and you swim there, you have shower or whatever you want to do, you just do that. So that was the unexpected thing, and we explored some new way to deal with it.
Oh, that's very smart and very perfect thing to do, while not stressing out your pockets too much. All right. So what advice would you like to give someone who wants to travel more but feels held back by time or money?
See, it depends on individuals. It depends on their what they really like to do. Some people like to travel solo. They don't want any companion with them, and it is very budget friendly. They just explore things by themselves. The advantage is that they don't have to compromise with their own schedule for someone else. But like me, I love to travel with my family. So I just my thing is that I hire car or camper van, and then I travel through the road. It is a bit expensive way to travel any country, and but per person cost. If we take the per person cost, let's say we are traveling 3 of us, and the total amount, it is far better than the other way as well.
All right. Yeah, because you're traveling with your family, and there are like 3 or 4 counts of your family, and then
Yeah, so
you share one car.
Most by three, so
Exactly. As long as you're comfortable driving, yeah, go for it. Right.
Yes. So that's how I travel. So those who are on budget, so they can travel solo, they can do campings, they can do hitchhikings, take the lifts from one place to other, and there are some websites like couch surfing and all sort of things.
Yeah.
I never tried those, but they are there if you are very comfortable with unknown people, staying with them, sharing your experience with that. So that is completely economical way.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, where there is a will, there is a way, and no matter what, travel because it expands your horizons. Right. So, so all this, I believe, all this was possible because you moved out of your comfort zone, and your comfort zone was back in India, I assume, if I'm not wrong. And then you moved out.
Yes, you're right.
And you moved out. You did all the hard work. And you came to New Zealand, you lived here, you built up a life, and then you moved to Australia.
Yes.
Now, this is a very interesting and inspiring story for me and all the audience that are watching this. We're going to ask you a couple of questions on migrating. So the audience watching this video, they get an idea maybe this might help them a little bit. All right. So. Yeah. You migrated twice, like from India to New Zealand and New Zealand to Australia. What motivated you to take these big moves?
So, like, whenever I have observed in my life that I've seen few families that they have progressed a lot and they were away from their home. So one thing is in my mind that if you move away from your place where you have born, and if you keep moving things, so somewhere and somehow you will get some good results in your life. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's not true for everyone, but yes, it has worked for me. So when I was back in India, I was on a very comfort zone. I was working for the government department, the Haryana Electricity Board, and I worked there for 3 years, and then later I got bored of it, and I wanted to explore more in life, and I wanted to get out of that comfort zone, which was poisonous for me. Then I came to New Zealand, and I knew that I cannot afford this lifestyle in India, so I came to New Zealand. We started earning. Once we got settled, we started having international trips. Before we got the our permanent residency, I had explored most of the New Zealand by that time.
I mean, based on this question, and this is out of the box of question, and it's not in my list of questions to ask, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that we both share the same thoughts. What would you say to those people who watch us, like, you know, people who are abroad, settle abroad, or who have been working outside and think, oh, these people have a lot of money, or they're having a very good life, and it's so easy, the life is so easy, and you know, all those things. Do you have anything to share with them? I really want some good insight from you to share to people who think the life is so funny.
See, the thoughts are all imaginary, but yes, I can say that my life has improved for sure when I came out of India. So I can afford better lifestyle.
Yeah,
that's for sure. But if someone think that whoever has settled outside of India has a lot of money, it depends on your nature. If you are the person who saves a lot, so definitely you will have more money, but you won't have the lifestyle.
Isn't that the same case in India as well? If you earn and you save, you have money. But I mean, what I'm trying to say is people think that being here is so easy. Like, it's not that we don't have to work hard to be in this position, you know?
I don't think so. Like, wherever you go, you have to work for living, and the work in India and work in abroad, they are more or less same, just some work culture that is differ. Let's say here we have work and life balance. In India, it's you have time to go to the work, but you don't have any time to come back home.
Yeah.
So it depends, like and the boss.
Yeah.
Because in New Zealand and Australia, I can tell that the employment laws, they are enforced really in a nicer way.
Yeah.
And it helps the person, it avoids any discrimination or harassment
Yeah.
towards the employee. And they help employee to live their life the way they want to be.
100%. Yes.
Yeah, so these things definitely matters, and I highly appreciate these countries that they have those in force.
Yeah.
And the other thing, like hard work is everywhere, means you work hard for sure. And but in Australia and New Zealand, means you, if you're working full time, and the couple who is working full time, they can fulfill their all hobbies,
Yes.
what I would say, as well as they can afford a decent lifestyle along with their holidays and everything. They don't have to think much about it. But when I was in India, I was working full time for a government department. I was still struggling with some
Yeah.
sort of hobbies,
Right.
what I love to follow. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what was the most challenging part of settling into a new country, and how did you overcome it? I would like to hear the story for New Zealand and for Australia, both the countries.
Yeah, thank you for that question. But yeah, means settling in a new country and settling in a new city is, I find these both the same, because some people are homesick. So it is really hard for them to move from one place to another place. And some people don't really want to take that challenge, or you can say don't want to get that come out of that comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once we start living in a city, and then it becomes our comfort zone, we make friends and all sort of things, and some people don't really want to disturb that.
Yeah.
So for me, settling in at a new place, let's say within India, from India, and also like from New Zealand to New Zealand, so, because I have changed in India 2 cities, major cities, and I have changed in New Zealand also 2 major cities, and again 2 major cities in Australia as well within a short time period.
Yes.
So for me, it's fine. Means I really like exploring life, new aspects of life.
Yeah.
I really want to give myself time. It takes little it makes you uncomfortable in the beginning, but with time, let's say, I would say just give yourself some time, have a little bit of extra efforts to settle in finding the job. These are challenging for sure, but once you settle, you feel that you are rewarded with the things you wanted.
The same for your family as well? Do you get the same kind of response from your family, or they?
Definitely. Means my wife and me, we been hosteler. We were in hostels.
Yes.
When we were too young, so we both are used to living away from family.
Yeah.
So it didn't bother us much, but some people, they always lived with their family, and it's hard for them to get away from their family. So that, like the mental challenge, convincing yourself to move away from your comfortable city is the biggest challenge you face. Other challenges are fine, like finding a job or just getting making new friends, and those it happens with time.
Yeah.
But the first thing is that to convince yourself that you can move away from family and your friends you already made.
Exactly.
It is the biggest challenge, I believe.
Right. Yeah. So what's been the most rewarding part of living in multiple countries, and how has it shaped your perspective in life?
So visiting and living in few countries, I feel that I have experienced a different world in my uh, one lifetime. Different cultures, different foods, different way of looking at people. Some the people look at you in a different way and accepting you in a different zone. It has increased my understanding. It improved my understanding about life and the people throughout the world. And I have met people in New Zealand and Australia from all over part of the world. So it made me more comfortable and open to different cultures, you can say.
Right. I mean, being open to so many different cultures is the most beautiful thing you can achieve in your life, and having this experience is really, really priceless and precious. All right, sir.
Yes, and it helps you to come out of some stereotypes. Let's say if we think that we make some assumption about a particular culture or their rituals or their belief system. So when we meet people and we get close to them and we discuss things, we come to know that they are as simple and good people as other people.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we are all humans.
Yes, yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna do a little bit of questions on your careers because you inspire a lot in terms of your career, and I've seen how you shift your roles, and you've been wearing different hats and doing different. You were a front office manager and accommodation manager in a hotel. You have managed a couple of properties in New Zealand, and then you happen to start your own business for furniture, and then I know that you started chains of your business, and now you're moved to Australia and working as a building facilities manager. We're gonna ask you all the questions about your career, and the very first one is, what drew you to hospitality industry, and what did you enjoy most about working in it?
So about hospitality industry, I can tell you honestly that it was just by chance. I visited. I just moved to New Zealand, and then by chance I got the opportunity to work in hospitality industry, and with time I started liking it, and because I've spent so many years in hospitality, and it becomes my comfort zone later on.
I'm gonna cut you here for a minute, but just want to add on that as you started liking it, people started liking you as well, because you are the most handsome one there, for sure.
That's so nice of you, but I'm not sure this is the reason. But yeah, I try to be friendly. I try to be helpful, but I'm not sure how good I was in those things. But yes, I tried my best to give my efforts to the company and to my colleagues who work with me.
Right. What's one skill that you develop in hospitality and that you have carried with you throughout your career?
So in hospitality, that I was working with a different part of the world. People, when I greet them, I resolve their problems. I give them some options. I guide them about the city, where they can visit and what they can do around the city. So when I was interacting with those people, I was a bit open up in myself. As by nature, I'm not very extrovert. I do not really approach to the unknown people. I'm more of introvert person. But when I was working in the hospitality as professional, I started conversation, asking questions about their country, their food, their culture, their experiences. So sharing all those things, it made me really, really open minded person, and more approachable, you can say, towards as a person.
Right. Okay. I mean, can I ask you, were the girls approaching you too much, or you were approached by everyone?
Sorry.
Can I ask you if the girls were approaching you too much, or you were approached by everyone?
Not really. Means I hardly had any person who approached me in.
I would like to tell you one thing. I think of you as a personality of Shah Rukh Khan, where it's like you have a very strong and very handsome and very attractive personality, but both of you have one thing in common, is you guys are shy. So you're not gonna talk to girls. That's what I know.
Yeah, I don't really much open share my feelings and with especially with girls.
Yeah.
And even with the boys, means when if I'm very good and very comfortable with someone, so I open up about my feelings. I express myself. Otherwise, I really don't really open up.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you think your experience in hospitality and your experience in running your business and now moving to Australia, now you have a completely different profile of building facilities manager, how it has shaped your life, and what were the challenges that you overcome, and what were the rewards?
Right. Yeah, like I can tell you one thing. Like when I was working in hospitality industry in a hotel, and then at the same time I borrowed a business, and I had no experience about it, and it used to be the bedroom furniture shop.
Right.
So what happened that I was fortunate enough to have some staff. They were running that business already, and they helped me a lot in running that business, and I was very comfortable. And then we expanded within 6 months the business, and in another 6 months we expanded another retail shop. So for me, like the business is just an experiment coming out of my comfort zone again.
Yeah.
So I wanted to give a shot that let's try this as well.
Yeah.
So as a reward, you can say that it makes you more confident, because you start hiring people, you start giving them facilities, you start giving them opportunities, you help them in a way, and you help the government to get taxes and all sort of things. So it makes you more confident as a person that you run a show, right? As an employee, we are actually just the you can say the soldiers. We are not running the show.
Right.
We work on the instructions.
Yeah.
But when you own the business, you run the show yourself, and you make the executive decisions, and that matters a lot. So the decisions are, if you make wrong decisions, everything get ruined. If you make right decisions, then you get the rewards.
Exactly.
So yeah. So I can tell you one thing, means I remember always, and I give this example to any of them. Mm-hmm. That when I was working in hospitality industry, my year's package, my full year's package I was getting as a salary, I had earned in a month. That
wow, that's really inspiring. That's really amazing.
Yeah. So that was my 1 month's profit.
Oh, that's very well. I mean, as you can say, like you started chains of your business. That itself shows how amazingly you did in your business. Also, I wanted to know, like, did you ever like help any migrant to work in your place and apply for the visas and stuff?
Yes, yeah, we helped the first business when I bought. So we had 2 migrants. They were already working there, so they continued until they were comfortable there. And in my other business, I had another migrant. He got his PR and he
Wow.
made his own move. Yeah.
So now he's a New Zealander, and he worked. So he worked in your shop, and now he got his visa, and now he's a citizen of New Zealand. That's like inspiring. You helped someone. That's very well done. So now we're gonna go on a couple of comparing insights. All right, about all the information we have and all the journey of your life. You've lived in both New Zealand and Australia. For your experience, how the two countries compare in terms of lifestyle and opportunities?
Yeah, that's a good question. Means many people ask about it. So I have lived in Sydney, and it's countryside.
Yeah.
And I am living in Melbourne now, and I have seen around few small cities around Melbourne.
Yeah.
So I can give you an insight that Sydney is very expensive to live, but they have better salary packages if you want to work for someone.
Mm-hmm.
And Melbourne is not expensive at all. Means it's really cheap. The house is 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom house. You can have you can start from 500,000 to 700.
Wow, that's 3-bedroom house in New Zealand is about $1 million.
Yes, so it is that cheap. Means depends on the site location where you're looking at to live. But it is amazingly affordable, and the salary packages comparatively to Sydney are not that good. But yes, still comparing with New Zealand salaries, they are far better. You can say, let's say, for the same job in New Zealand, if you are getting 50,000 package, here you will get at least 65 for that.
And also that's Australian dollars, so that's it has a bigger value in that New Zealand.
I say almost 10% you add on top of that of the New Zealand package. And in terms of cost of living, I would say that the petrol is cheaper in Australia, at least 25% cheaper.
That's crazy.
And the grocery is cheaper, let's say around 10 to 20% cheaper. And the rego, if you're buying a car and if you just drive it, so the rego is very expensive here. So in New Zealand it's $125 for a year around.
Yeah.
But in Australia it's around $1,000. So
around $1,000. Oh wow, well, that's really expensive. I don't want to drive a car in Australia. $1,000 is crazy. Why is that so?
Yes. They have their own way to charge you taxes, and when you're driving, so you have to be very careful because they have cameras installed everywhere. Right. So if you are using a phone, they will click your photo and just send you with demerit points, as well as the fine. The fines are really bad here.
I mean, I was looking into, and then they were just trying to implicate the same thing, cameras take the phone, but I don't think if they have started in New Zealand yet. But sorry, I did cut you. Yeah, you were saying something.
Yeah, so that is another thing. And also, like renting a house in Melbourne, it's quite cheap. So we are living in a 2-bedroom house unit. So we are just paying $430.
Really, a 2-bedroom house, it's like a standalone?
No, it's the unit, but if you just go a little bit away from city, so I have seen some houses, 4-bedroom house for $400.
I mean, in Auckland, it is 2-bedroom house, you get it for $500. Like I'm talking about the apartments, it goes up to $500, not a house, not a unit.
But Melbourne is far cheaper in that way, you can say, and if someone who likes to drink alcohol, so I can say that it's almost 25% expensive than comparatively to New Zealand.
Or is it expensive than New Zealand? All right, so if you want to drink, you have to come to New Zealand.
Yes.
Right.
Australia is expensive in that way.
Right. For someone considering a move to either New Zealand or Australia, what advice would you give about choosing the right place for their goals?
See, someone was telling me about one thing that, see, if someone is moving directly from India, they choose Sydney. If someone is moving from New Zealand, they choose Melbourne.
Yeah.
So it depends on you what you like more. Sydney is expensive, higher packages, of course, but it's a very busy city.
Yeah.
Melbourne is comparatively not that busy, but yes, it is. The weather is a bit cold here. It's cool, windy, and summer is hot. Like today it's 40 degrees today, so it can be as hot as you can imagine for Australia.
Yesterday it was 28, 29 degrees in New Zealand, and we were like sweating. I can imagine like 40 degrees in Australia, how it's gonna be. I don't know.
Yes, yeah. It gets hot here, like up to 42 degrees in summer. So it depends. Like I don't really like hot weather, so I really love to stay in Melbourne instead if I go to Sydney or other place. So it is far better in that way,
Right.
and cheaper to live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And the people are nice everywhere. Means we have not seen any kind of discrimination or any absurd behavior towards us.
So basically, like it depends on the person goal, what they're doing, where are they moving from, and what's the next. If someone who's already came from India, being in New Zealand, they would love to go to Australia. But if someone is in India or in a different country and they want to come, they either choose Australia or New Zealand, and also based on your goals and what you want to do in future and all those kind of things.
Yes, like I can tell you one thing, like because I have been in US as well, because US is known as the land of opportunities. So what I see here, the packages are really good in Australia. The good things of US are in Australia,
Okay.
but the bad things of US are not in Australia.
Right.
So good packages, good lifestyle, nicer people,
Yeah.
and good weather. It's not extreme weather, and good opportunities. So you will see, and also like the health system. So government support your health. Those not expensive as US has. That US health system is a scam completely. Even if you are bound to have some kind of health insurance, and instead of having the health insurance, you have to pay a lot when you go to the doctor.
Right.
It's in multi-$1,000s in a visit.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean every place has their pros and cons. Yeah, but I really like the example that you use, and it just went on my head, and I forgot like good things and bad things good. That was really nice way of explaining it. So the last question on comparing the insights is how do immigration opportunities differ between New Zealand and Australia based on your experience?
See, I'm already a citizen now, so I can't tell you much of my personal experience, but I have seen people because these two countries, they follow each other. So I have seen that people struggling here for a few years to become resident. Yeah. So the policies about immigrants making them permanent residents are harder and stricter in Australia at the moment, and same in New Zealand as well.
Yeah, they keep making it quite tough.
So there is no permanent thing to say about their policies, because these keeps changing every 6 months.
Yeah.
So sometimes they just take immigrants and they are very, very lenient about the policies, but sometimes they are very strict. So it depends on time. Yeah.
All right. So, looking back at your journey from immigrating across countries to exploring the world and building a career, what one piece of advice would you like to leave with our listeners?
I would say that both of the countries are amazing, people are amazing, opportunities are good, and it is worth moving to these countries. These will change your life, your lifestyle, and you can afford a good lifestyle here. So it is worth having gone through the struggle for a few years, and then once you get your permanent residency, it is good for your forthcoming generation.
Definitely. Yeah, mainly it opens up your mind as well, and then as you said, your generation, your kids rise up, and then they learn all the good things around, and then it's good for their career and everything.
Yes, yeah. They are open to any of the belief system, your culture, and they take you and they welcome you with the open arms.
Yeah.
So it is a good place to spend your life.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time you do things for your kids, and while being in India or Pakistan or Bangladesh, most of the time I've seen people spending their entire lifetime struggling and working for the kids to have good study. I mean, put that entire lifetime struggle, you put it in a different channel it properly, and come to the country and do it for a little while and settle in, and then you can explore. And it's not only struggle, but you spend a lot of money as well, while your kids can have a quality education without any money over here.
That's true. Means you can afford a good lifestyle here. You can afford all the luxuries in whatever you are earning. So you can afford that too. And it's not really expensive to educate your kids.
Yes.
And so it is in a way that I would say that it's worth moving to these countries.
Perfect. How do you stay motivated to balance travel, work, and personal growth? And what would you say to someone looking to achieve that balance in their own life?
See, means I avoid suggesting things to people because every life is different, every life is unique.
Yes.
But I can share my experience, and that's what I can do, what I have done, because I have done according to my convenience, I would say.
Yes.
So I'm really not into the motivation. Motivation is the fake thing you can adopt.
Right.
So you want to wear someone else's life on into yours.
I understand.
And you want to fit yourself into some other scale, someone else.
Yeah.
You don't know what they have gone through. But yes, I would say just give yourself time and have some chances in your life.
Yeah.
So if you think this is worth giving a shot, just give it a shot. But with that, just keep in mind that all the consequences of that shot, you will be responsible for that, not your family, your friends, not your kids. So only you have to suffer those consequences.
Right.
So that's what I normally do. I just keep myself in the center. I do things for myself. I discuss those with my family because I have family.
Mm-hmm.
So I just discuss with them and I ask them that I'm trying to give this shot. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And most of the time it works.
Right. Now that's really amazing and that's really inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing all the information and all the insights. It's amazing and it's a pleasure and honor to have you on this podcast. This is the very first podcast of mine. And
thank you.
How was your experience about this podcast?
It was a pleasure. It was an honor to be on your platform to discuss all my experiences. And this is also my first chance to share my experiences on a platform. I am so pleased that you have me here, and my experience is amazingly good.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the amazing words. And thank you so much for all the listeners who've been listening and will be watching these videos. And like and subscribe to my channel. Can you please say to my viewers to like and subscribe to my channel?
Definitely, Mr. Faya Sheikh is working hard, and he's bringing some really amazing content on YouTube. And I would say all the listeners and the audience and who is watching this video, please like, subscribe, and share the videos, and you will find more amazing content in the future.
Thank you so much. Yes, I will work hard on making more informative and good content, and I will also give the link for Mr. Sanjay in this video in the description below, so that in case if you have any questions, he's more than happy and open to help you out with your doubts. You can definitely ask him if there is a question that you want to ask me, or if there is anything that you want me to make a video on a specific topic. Please hit me up. I will be more than happy to do that for you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much, Mr. Sanjay, for your time today. You enjoy the rest of your time in Australia. What's the time now in Australia?
It's 8 past 6.
All right. Okay. All right. So eight past 6. We are 8 past 8 now, and almost time for me to go and take care of my kids and my wife. All right. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day.